Hi Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. This is a general love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for this upcoming week in February. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you get something out of it. Everything that you need to know about it and the reading is in the description box below, so you can check that out if you want some more information. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I appreciate your support. And I appreciate you coming back to watch more of my videos. So I do want to tell all of my viewers that because this is a general love reading, it can pertain to relationships, situations, circumstances, work, family, romance, frenemies, enemies, you name it. It might apply. My intention is always to reach people who need the message the most and who will benefit the most from the message. And as always, take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. Be flexible with the energy. You may feel like I'm reading for you, but you could also potentially feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with, even if you are a Sagittarius, okay? So we're going to get started. Let's give this deck a cut. By the way, Carmilla is here, the bird. She's under my hair, and I'm not going to disturb her because she's napping. It's a cold morning, so she likes to tuck herself under there. However, I wanted to let you know that she is here because if you see me making faces or shaking my head around, it's because she's probably biting my ear. So I didn't want there to be any confusion there. All right, here we go, Sagittarius. So we're going to start off with Judgment in your underlying energy, paired with the King of Wands in reverse. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. The Three of Cups in reverse. The World in reverse. Ace of Wands in reverse. The Six of Cups. And the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay, Sagittarius, so we do have a King of Wands in reverse in your underlying energy. I do feel like this is your energy. I do want to remind my female viewers that you can embody masculine energy. So don't be concerned about the gender of the cards. It's just about the energy of the card. So King of Wands in reverse can be someone who is in a position of power or a position of a leadership position, but maybe is misusing his power or abusing it. Could be that he's given up his power or released it to somebody else, maybe feels powerless or incapable. I think this king made a decision or is making a decision that could potentially have affected or is affecting a group of people, possibly in a negative way. There's an Ace of Wands on the table in reverse. This can indicate a delay of a new start or a missed opportunity or something that's slipping out of your hands, something that's getting away from you. And we have the Six of Cups on the table. The Six of Cups could indicate the person that you're dealing with. Six of Cups indicates a significant relationship, soulmate energy. This does not have to be a romantic partner. This is just somebody who perhaps has been in your life for a long period of time, or someone who's coming back from your past. Somebody that you have a long-standing relationship with. Could be a romantic connection. It can also be a family member. Six of Cups just indicates somebody who is meant to be in your life because you have a soul contract with them. You're meant to spend some time learning some life lessons together, experiencing what life has to offer together so that you can both grow spiritually. Let's get some more cards on the table for you, Sagittarius. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Wands, clarifying this King's energy. The Moon. The World in reverse again. The Knight of Cups in reverse. The High Priestess. The Devil in reverse, clarifying the Six of Cups. And the Five of Cups clarifying the Eight of Swords in reverse. So what I'm getting from this next set of cards is I feel like this King of Wands is trying to remove himself from a situation because I think he feels at fault for causing some grief within a group of people. This could be a group of friends, maybe family members. It could be just a connection with one person. I feel like he might be fighting to separate himself from the situation or this group because he feels responsible for some grief that's been had. But there's some strong connections, and I think that's one of the things he's battling with is that he's got some strong connections that have him feeling grief or sorrow regarding this decision to separate himself or go off on his own, strike out on his own, or leave a situation, because I think he feels at fault for something. I think he feels at fault for some disharmony or some conflict. And I think he feels bad about that. I think he feels remorseful that he's caused some problems. So it feels like he's trying to separate himself from this group or this family dynamic, maybe a work situation. Let's get some more cards out here. We have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Wands, clarifying this King. The Tower. The Empress. Wheel of Fortune. The Two of Cups. The Queen of Cups in reverse. And Strength. So there's one person in particular within this group of people. It could be, like I said, it could be a group of friends, co-workers, family members. But there's been some disruption or disharmony within this group. But there's one person in particular I feel like this King is concerned about, and it's this Empress energy. It's also this Queen of, I feel like this is the same person, this Queen of Cups in reverse. I think he feels like he wronged her in some way or he hurt her in some way. And it feels like he's trying to separate himself from this group or from this relationship and this connection because he feels like he needs to. But at the same time, I feel like this is a potential romantic or love connection that this King doesn't want to let go, but I think he feels like he has to. Because I think he feels like he's wronged this person, that she's been hurt by his actions or non-actions. But whatever occurred, or whatever he feels responsible for, it's affected more than just this Empress, Queen of Cups. It's affected a group dynamic. And it's not something he set out to do. I don't feel like he wanted to hurt anybody or cause problems. It may be the relationship itself between him and this queen, this Empress, that caused some disruption within a group dynamic. Again, a family, co-worker situation. But there's some sense that he has to let go or release this relationship or this connection. It might even be a connection he has, kind of an intuitive connection, maybe not a physical connection. Maybe this is not an actual connection the two have in the 3D sense, but he's got a kind of intuitive connection to this person. He feels connected in the spirit realm, in the dream world. It just feels like he's made a decision to maybe strike out on his own or try something on his own. Maybe because it feels like he's trying to relieve this group of him. I feel like he thinks he's to blame for some heartache or some grief. And so he's trying to separate himself for the good of the group or for the good of this Queen Empress. It doesn't even feel like it was something overtly done. Because we have the moon out here. So I feel like it's almost like he thinks he's wronged somebody, or he thinks he's caused some conflict. But it's not like overt conflict. It's almost like it's something, some kind of backlash for what he did, or something that he feels like he did that wasn't overt. It wasn't like a purposeful event. It's hard for me to explain this, but I feel like it's something that it's almost like it's an imagined wrong. Like this king has imagined that he's wronged somebody, but it's not like people are coming out pointing fingers at him. Does that make sense, Sagittarius? Like there's conflict within this group and he's taking the blame for it, even though the people around him or the people that are also involved are not sitting there pointing fingers saying, yeah, you're the reason why this is the problem. Does that make sense? That's what I'm getting from this set of cards. And for whatever reason, he feels like he has to separate himself because he feels like he did something wrong, or he wronged somebody or hurt somebody. And again, not on purpose or not, it feels unintentional to me. Okay, let's get some more cards out here, Sagittarius. So we have the Five of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Seven of Wands in reverse, the Magician in reverse, the Ace of Wands this time in the upright position with the same set of cards that has the Ace of Wands in the reverse. The Hermit. The High Priestess again, this time in reverse. And the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This king feels grief about leaving the situation behind, and especially leaving this person behind, this Queen of Cups, that he feels like he hurt. Because again, I think he feels really close to this individual, or feels a special connection to this Empress, Queen of Cups. The Empress is someone who's a very nurturing energy, someone who's mature in nature, wise, someone who has a lot of experience under her belt, and is, again, a very nurturing, mother type individual, someone who cares for others, very compassionate and intuitive. This king feels like it's the right thing to do for him to move on and move away from the situation, or go off on his own, to separate himself from this group. The Nine of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles together, this indicates, to me, can indicate being ostracized or being left out in the cold. And I feel like he's doing this to himself. This is in your underlying energy, Sagittarius. Again, I feel like this is your energy. So if you're female, you can either embody this masculine energy, or you can be this Empress, Queen of Cups, the person that this king is leaving behind, or wanting to leave behind. And he's doing it out of compassion. He's not doing it because he wants to, because I think he feels a really strong connection with this person. I think he feels a very strong intuitive connection. I don't know if these two are actually like a couple, for example, but I think this king feels a very strong connection with this person. Again, it does not necessarily feel like they are a love connection or a romantic pair. It just feels like he might be losing something of significance. I think he feels like he's doing what he's doing because it's going to be good for this Empress Queen energy. That I get the feeling like he doesn't think he's good enough. He doesn't have what it takes to be good enough for this Empress Queen of Cups. And that somehow he's wronged her, or caused some kind of problems or disruption within this group, and he needs to walk away. I don't know that he's being I think he's being open about this. I'm not sure that he's actually speaking the words that would make it clear as to why he thinks he needs to remove himself or do things on his own. But he feels like it's the right thing to do. He feels like he's fighting to do the right thing. Not necessarily for himself, he's doing it for others. He feels very, and it's interesting because he's in the reverse, but I get the sense of selflessness from this king. Like, he could have been, for example, he could have been a patriarchal figure, perhaps in a family or a group situation, or just somebody that other people within this group dynamic look up to. And it feels like he's like letting go of that position or walking away from that situation because he doesn't feel like he deserves to be in that position. Does that make sense? This is a confusing reading to me, but it's a very interesting reading, Sagittarius. If you're resonating with this, you're going to know what I'm talking about, I guess. I'm just trying to be as clear as possible as I can with the cards I'm seeing on the table, and this is what I've got so far. So we have the Moon again. And the Hanged Man. Eight of Wands in reverse. Three of Swords in reverse. The Page of Cups. Knight of Swords in reverse. The Chariot, and the 5 of Wands in reverse. So this king is not being forthright about why he's doing what he's doing. He's not talking about it. He's kind of keeping it to himself. I think he feels like he has to, because I think if he were to actually speak the words or communicate why he's doing what he's doing, people would try to change his mind. In particular, this Empress, Queen of Cups. But he thinks he's wronged her in some way, and he thinks the compassionate thing to do is to walk away, to go off on his own. Now, again, I don't necessarily feel like this is the end of a relationship, because I don't feel like these two were necessarily in a relationship. I think the potential was there, or is there. But I get the feeling that this King of Wands feels like he needs to leave or get out of the situation so she can move forward. So she can move on. Like somehow his presence is keeping her stuck. But he's definitely mentally conflicted about this. It's not that this is something this king wants to do. I think he's feeling a significant amount of grief and internal conflict, and kind of fighting with himself. Because I think if he really wanted to do things the way he wants to do things, he would stick around. Because I think he feels a significant connection with this person. But I don't think he feels like he's worthy, is what I'm getting more than anything else. Like he's not worthy to stick around and maybe form or make a connection with this person. Because again, I don't know that this is but this is a 6 of Cups relationship at the same time. I don't feel like an actual maybe 3D or physical connection's been made, but there is this psychic connection, this intuitive connection. We've got the Hermit, the High Priestess, the Hangman. I'm going to take this card. We've got the High Priestess in reverse over here. Ace of Fire. This is the 3rd time now. It's come out 3 times, once in the reverse and once in the upright position. And it came out in your first set of cards as well, Sagittarius. So let me read this card, see if it... This is a very positive card. It's all about taking action and moving toward something brand new and exciting, and being brave enough to take the initiative and go after something that you want. Some new endeavor, new relationship. So let's go ahead and read this card and see if it can give you a little bit of clarity, and then we'll wrap up this reading for you. Okay, Ace of Fire, about a half a page. Here we go, Sagittarius. Like all of the Ace cards, the Ace of Fire represents the promise of new beginnings and opportunities, but unlike the other aces, this card also represents action. It represents the power for and the necessity of taking the initiative and actively pursuing our goals. It is about taking advantage of the opportunities we are presented with as opposed to thinking about it. It is good to have a goal, a dream, and to make plans, but the Ace of Fire lets us know that now is the time to move beyond research and planning. It is time to take the first real steps toward getting things underway. It is time to follow through in inspiration and create. It is time to weave your future into being. Time for you to begin your active participation. The Ace of Fire also symbolizes inventiveness. Take an old idea and make it better, or create something new and unique. Whatever you seek to do, you can now make it your own and imbue it with your unique perspective and imagination. Now, rather than following tradition, do something in a new way that offers a new approach. You are surrounded by so much potential at this moment. The Ace of Fire represents passion and excitement. It is a time full of energy and life. Take advantage of this moment and the power it brings. So I'm going to just throw in something that's totally opposite of what I've been feeling throughout this entire reading, is that it is possible that this king is taking off and striking out on his own for a new beginning for himself. Maybe he felt trapped within the situation, this family dynamic, or because of this Empress, because there was this desire to make this connection, and maybe it was preventing him from moving toward an Ace of Wands, something that is meant for him, a new beginning, a new start, a new creative endeavor. And his desire to make this connection with this Queen of Cups, Empress energy, was keeping him back. But I also feel like he thinks it was holding back this Queen. I have to admit, I'm getting mixed signals from these cards, and especially this card now at the ending, Sagittarius. So I'm not going to try to interpret this any further, because I've stared at these cards and tried to make sense of them the best that I can. And I'm going to leave this message the way it is. So you interpret it however it makes sense to you. Take what resonates, again, leave behind what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. I do feel like this King of Wands, I do feel like you're dealing with some shadow energy, maybe a feeling of lack, feeling like you don't have what it takes. I do feel like you're working through some of that. You're fighting to work through some of this and make the right decisions, not just for yourself, but for others. So I do feel this selfless energy, but I think there's still some time to be had working through this, because there's some grief on the table. There's some hard energy too related to the situation. So I wish you all the best, Sagittarius. I hope this reading gave you some clarity, gave you something to work with, so that you can move forward in some way, shape, or form. So I appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much. If it did resonate for you, please like, share, and or subscribe. Leave a comment if you want. I would love to hear your story. And again, thank you for joining me, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye, Sagittarius.